Hello, this is Senator Jeff Stone with my weekly Capitol Update. Across America, and right here in California, millions of working-class taxpayers scrambled this week to figure out our nation's complicated tax code. Monday, April 18th was the deadline to file both federal and state returns. But income taxes are only a portion of the tax burden that falls on hardworking American families. According to the Tax Foundation, for most Americans, Tax Freedom Day this year is April the 24th. On average, that's a day when people can stop working for the government and start working for themselves and their families. But this is California. In our state, Tax Freedom Day doesn't arrive until almost a week later, on April 30th. That means Californians are now working for 120 days each year just to pay their taxes. Only 4 states work longer than California taxpayers do to pay their taxes. In 2016, Americans will pay $3.3 trillion in federal taxes and $1.6 trillion in state taxes. This means that they will spend more on taxes than they do on food, clothing, and housing combined. California taxpayers will pay on average more than $5,300 in state and local taxes per person, including fees and licenses. Property taxes would add, on average, another $1,300. Californians have one of the highest tax burdens in the country. Those taxes, added to the high cost of housing, food, and transportation, put a strain on the budgets on hard-working California families. Next week, I will present 2 bills that, if passed and signed into law by the governor, will provide tax relief to 2 important groups of California residents: our veterans and our senior citizens. SB 1104 will cap the property taxes on the primary residence of all honorably discharged veterans over the age of 65 and exempt the property tax of disabled veterans living in their primary residence. SB 1126 will help senior citizens avoid homelessness by capping the property tax assessment for those 65 years and older who meet certain income requirements. At this time, despite huge budget surpluses and a result of capital gains taxes and moderately improving economy, there are still members of the legislature who want to raise your taxes and add more days that we work for the government instead of ourselves. I will continue to work against efforts to increase the tax burden on Californians and to ensure the taxes we pay are used wisely, efficiently, and for what they are intended for. If you think easing the tax burden on veterans and seniors is a good idea, I'd like to hear from you about my SB 1104 and SB 1126. You can email me directly at my website, like me on Facebook, and I hope you'll follow me on Twitter. And thank you once again for the honor of letting me represent you here in Sacramento.